But I want to play Cloud. Now this is I think a lot more promising too, where Boros Hammer is a deck we have been doing really well with. You may have missed this, but we started trying Kassandra and Dragonfire Blade and Hammer, and it has just been wait, sorry, this is the Fervent Champion build. So I built two versions of this deck. I built one with Fervent Champion and then one with Sigarda's Aid and more hammers, and ultimately, like, I don't think we really should spend a lot of time with this. We might still play it. My opinion has kind of changed since yesterday. Where's the hammer build? Is it down here? Oh, it's still sorry, it's not labeled Final Fantasy. It's still under the old deck name. But like we determined last time that like the more in on the hammer plan was better. It was faster, it was more powerful, it was better against Boros. So I don't, despite the fact that we like trophied with the Fervent Champion build, it's more fun with Buster Sword. We're not super in on Buster Sword in this version. Maybe we figure out a version that's more in on Buster Sword and we go back to Fervent Champ. But I think we should just be still more in on Hammer here. So despite Hammer being a deck that hasn't been doing well in Modern for a long time, it has gotten a lot of big upgrades. Steel Cutter is the most powerful in the format in this deck. I think it's even more powerful than it is in Prowess. Like you can like go cast Sigarda's Aid, cast Hammer with the trigger, with no creatures in play, put a creature into play, put a hammer on it. It has haste and trample. It gets in. It's crazy. It's an artifact for Mox Opal. It's tutorable with Puresteel Paladin. It's also good with Cloud. If you have like a Paladin in play, you can put a Steel Cutter on Cloud, cast 2 spells, and then you get 2 tokens. Because the Cloud lets you trigger the thing an additional time. And this is what I really like about this Boros version compared to other versions of Hammer before, is you don't need to have Hammer draws to have good powerful draws. And this is even more true with Cloud plus Buster Sword. So you could have draws that are focused on Steel Cutter. You could have draws that are focused on Kassandra. Kassandra has been great. Just putting Spear of Leonidas into play. A lot of times equipping for 0 mana is great. Spear is also good with Cloud. When you equip it onto Cloud, you get two triggers here. So Cloud works with Buster Sword, Spear of Leonidas, and Cori-Steel Cutter. And then also now you can just go Cloud for a Buster Sword, bust that bad boy, draw 2, cast 2 spells for 0 mana. And like not only does it mean that you're mulliganing less, you are more resilient to removal, you have higher quality cards overall, you're more resilient to sweepers, and one kind of minor thing that I really liked last time that we played this archetype was that you could just cast Puresteel Paladin. Because your other cards can hold their own water, you're not holding your Puresteel Paladin forever. You're playing it. If they don't kill it, you're going to win usually. And if they do kill it, you just keep going. I don't think that works well. Same mode twice. Wait, is it? Oh, it's the same mode twice? Okay, let's see. As long as it's equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment triggers, it triggers an ability time. So my impression is the trigger is when it attacks, choose 1. My impression is that will trigger. Equipped attacks, choose 1. So you get to choose 1 twice, right? No, okay. There's Force Guard Aid here. So that's we're testing it live for the first time. So my impression is that you get to choose 1 twice. If it copying Double Strike is bad, copying this is bad, copying Loot is okay. Oh, also notably, the Rummage is like a Seasoned Pyromancer. If you have no cards in hand, you draw 2. But yeah, we'll see. I believe that you get to choose 2 different modes, which is great, I think. Upgrades for Hammer. Mox Opal is like just also super duper big. Keeping this on the play would be great to top deck a 0, of course, but might feel like this hand could be too slow on the draw. Flagstones. So that would have obviously been insane in our opening hand. I think I'm still playing it here. Let's save the Dragonfire Blade as instant speed protection spell with Sigarda's Aid, which has been really nice. So I think because we have the 4th land, and my opponent probably has removal spells up here, I think I just want to go Steel Cutter Sentinel. And the next turn I can go Kassandra for Hammer. Okay. Next turn I can go Kassandra for Hammer with Dragonfire Blade in hand to protect it. Or Tony with the 37 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So if they have another reprieve, that's not ideal. Let's see. They have one. I guess I could put the Dragonfire Blade on the Sentinel and draw a card if they did. Yeah, let's do that. And if they path, we get the card anyways. So here's the card. Kassandra back in the hand. Second copy of Steel Cutter. Not too bad. Porto was watching the stream earlier, so they may know I have only 2 basics. This mounted looks so good. They cleansing wildfire themselves instead of me, which is also good for me. Let's see what we draw. Am I concerned about Cloud being legendary? No, it's just not that important in Modern. Like if it lives, it's giving you value. If it dies, like you're like even second copies still like tutor an equipment, so it's not even like that bad if they aren't live. So when we attack with the legendary creature here, we're gonna get an extra card drawn. I think I'm putting it on the monk token. And we just want to give double strike so that we get to draw 2 cards off the spear, unless they have Solitude. But I also don't want to be looting since I've got the Steel Cutter. Maybe making a horse is good, but obviously that plays kind of hard into a sweeper. I do have a land still to play, don't I? This costs 2 to equip to Kassandra, so I can't play the Sacred Foundry to equip it. So we'll just pass back. I love that if my opponent casts Wrath the Skies, I'm gonna go Steel Cutter, Stoneforge Mystic for Buster Sword, and like not be in the worst shape ever. And obviously, if it's Wrath of God, which they play a lot of times over Wrath the Skies, we like just also don't really care. And this is what I'm talking about with this build. It's like you just like are pretty dang good against interaction now, largely thanks to all these new cards, while also having really, really fast starts. 4 cards left in their hand here. So I think I'm going to go Stoneforge Mystic for Buster Sword. Let's not equip. I want to keep the trample, don't I? Maybe I don't. Am I going to want to rummage? I could rummage away Steel Cutter, Sigarda's Aid. I think I'm just going to say no to this and give this thing double strike, and maybe I'm going to put the Buster Sword on it. Or try to. A Buster Sword. You don't need to deal damage. Well, if I choose double strike, I need to deal damage. But like I have a double Sunbaked Canyon. I just don't need to loot that badly, you know what I mean? This Cloud double Spear? Yes, we believe so. Alright, so if this hits, we get to draw a card and then potentially cast a spell for free. I'm going to grab a hammer. And so even if my opponent casts Wrath the Skies here, I get to go Steel Cutter, Sigarda's Aid, Hammer, kill you. So that's pretty good. But they don't have it. But they do get to know how many basics I have. Although if I had another basic in there, I probably would have not chosen the Surge. Just to trick them, but I do. So let's bring in the protection spells. I think I want the Welding Jar also. They don't have a lot of blockers. We have Trample from the Steel Cutter, so I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the Shadowspear. I might cut a Sigarda's Aid. That's that weird. It's a little weird. I think I just might pull a little way away from the hammer plan because it's easier for them to disrupt. How does this compare to Boros Energy? One thing that's very interesting about this deck is, compared to Boros Energy, it kills a little bit faster than Boros Energy usually. Not by a lot, but like you have like more turn 3 kills than they do. or like a lot more turn 3 kills. And then I've also found that you're pretty good against Boros energy, but your interaction is worse. So I guess that's the comparison. Yeah, you could maybe cutting an opal is good. On the draw, like cutting opal feels so weird to me. Okay, we've been boomed. Maybe Fire Ice and Black Green Sword could be good. I mean, maybe. I don't think either of those cards are good, but I could be wrong. Like I just think that like I think Buster Sword is so much better than Sword of Fire and Ice and Sword of Feast and Famine. Feast and Famine, like if Yawgmoth is popular again, you can play Feast and Famine, but that's kind of like the only time I usually like to play that card. Let's see if they have a third Land Destruction spell. Nope. Thankfully got plenty of lands this game. So I think we want to get a Steel Cutter. It's good if Cloud lives because we get extra tokens, and if Cloud dies, we have got creatures. It's also a red creature, white creature for Flare, although it's now dead. I think I want to save Sigarda's Aid. Does that make sense? Not sure if that makes sense. Why is Cloud better than Stoneforge Mystic? Okay, well, look at this text. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attaches to it, it triggers an additional time. If it had lived, we could have put the Steel Cutter on the Cloud, and then we could have cast another spell, and then we could have made 2 monks. If you put Buster Sword on it, you get 2 triggers from the hit. If you put Spear of Leonidas, you get 2 triggers. That is twice the number of triggers. That's pretty good. All right, we've been boomed, flaged, and wrathed. Not ideal. So I can play Kassandra, but I can't put the spear on it, and my opponent can just escape flage to kill it. So I think I'm just playing this turn. I don't know. We might not be able to beat boom into flage into wrath. Draw a hammer, we're in good shape. Puresteel Paladin, huh? So I'm either making a construct, playing a Kassandra, or playing a Puresteel Paladin. I think it just has to be constructs, so I can try to start the turn with a creature in play. And I also can't tap any Sunbaked Canyons after this, or I guess if I can get a Shadowspear on, I can, but. It's an interesting draw. So I have to go for Shadowspear. Oh, I boarded out the Shadowspear, right. Okay, so I can get a hammer, and then maybe, just maybe, I can sack this into untapped white mana and give this double strike for lethal off the spear. If I had 1 more colored mana, I could go for that kind of easy. So I draw a Puresteel Paladin. So one life point short of going for lethal. They also may have like not played around Flare, because I could have sacked Kassandra to Flare, but is boarding out the Shadowspear just a big mistake? I don't know. Maybe it is. I think on the play, I just don't want the Shadowspear, but if I regret it again next time I play this matchup. Oh, actually, let's bring in the Lantern. Maybe kind of Mox Opal too. Flare prevents our life total from changing. Yeah, but I can't cast a creature the sack cast the Flare, unfortunately. Yeah, Buster Sword turns sounds pretty fun. It could be a little fragile. Shadowspear makes their lands lose indestructible. It's interesting. Okay, punished for playing the jar. Couldn't you have the token attack to double strike? I couldn't tap my Sunbaked Canyons, I would die. But I'll say that next time. Alright, get to draw a card, and they target their Demolition Field instead of my Urza Saga, so they have Wrath the Skies in their hand for sure. It's kind of not so bad, I guess. Because I could just go... I can go... Kassandra, Mox Opal. The Wrath is not killing my Cori-Steel Cutter or my Spear or my Steel Cutter, and I can Welding Jar the Sentinel. And so the Wrath trades for Sentinel. So the Wrath trades for Welding Jar, Mox Opal, and Saga, but then I can equip the Spear and draw 2 cards and refuel. I guess more than that if I rummage. I guess if I rummage, I don't get to draw 2. I also get the card from the Sentinel. Yeah, so we regenerate this. Oh, we also lose the Monk token. Okay, so regenerate here. During new set release, I don't play games offline. I think it's more interesting to play tests live on stream for the first time. I guess I want to play a Saga. Nice to be like in pretty good shape against the first Wrath of Skies. Maybe we should be playing around second. Although if they have second, I keep Kassandra's Spear. All right, so we're going to choose Double Strike, which would let us draw 2. Okay, so we'll go Sigarda's Aid, Bauble, Steel Cutter Trigger. Thoughts on Javier? So we have a Javier version. It's in the Mox field. I unfortunately feel this is the better version as much as I like that build. Kind of crazy to be doing this good against double Wrath of Skies. Oh, wait. They have the extra energy. Okay, we're not doing that good against Wrath of Skies. Although I can get the... I can get the Spear from the graveyard. Where did that extra energy come from? Because didn't they Wrath... Oh, they Wrath that for... No, wait. Did they? Oh, they only spent 0 energy last turn because I sacked the Welding Jar. Okay, I see now. Somehow I missed that. Oh, but this can get your Spear from the graveyard. Why can't from graveyard? You can, but I think it's better to do Steel Cutter Sigarda's Aid this turn because we don't have a 0 mana equipper in play for the Kassandra. Is Fortune no good? You could play like 1 Fortune if you wanted. That'd be okay. It's just not like a mandatory include. Don't have Metalcraft. So they're probably going to go Field of Ruin me. I don't have another basic into Escape of Flage. Can you explain why you equip Sentinel with Spear instead of Kassandra? I think I'm missing something. Oh, I guess you like, oh my, what the fuck, dude? Triple field me this turn is not. Oh, they're dead. Hold on. I want Kassandra still in play as long as I can while I have Spear because you only get the extra card draw while you have Kassandra in play. So it incentivizes them to kill Kassandra more in general. So I want to spread the love a little bit. But we win. Great. I think that was... I guess Cloud also would have been a lethal top deck here. Guess they could have a Solitude still. But look at that graveyard. Wrath, Wildfire, Demolition Field, Path Flage. They're dead. And this is like this is what Hammer needs to be able to compete. Like you have to be able to play through this. You're not going to beat that every time. Like those Wraths were like, it was like a 3-for-1, 5-for-1. Keeping this. So you could hold the Bauble for a Steel Cutter. You could also play it. Mox Opal would be kind of nice because I could play Sentinel and Paladin next turn. I think you probably just want to cycle the Bauble here. Do you lead on Canyon? I think because I'm cycling the Bauble and like I'm not that likely to trigger Steel Cutter next turn anyways, I'll lead on the Plains. Yeah, so Steel Cutter's equipped to Cloud, you get 2 tokens. Stock up. Okay, Sentinel's pretty good against that card. My opponent is going to their cleanup step. Were they a Reanimator deck, or are they too stunned by the Sentinel? I think that they messed up somehow. Alright, so they concede to not give info. The only info we have is that they're playing stock up. So they're playing a blue deck. This could be Blue Tron, it could be 4-color Omnath, it could be a Frog variant, although they don't usually play stock up, so we should probably rule that out. It could be a control variant of some kind. Is there any card here that we would just bring in against any of those? Neoform? I haven't seen Neoform in, or stock up in Neoform, but it doesn't sound bad there. Yeah, I think they just F6'd the first turn and conceded. Belcher. I haven't never seen Belcher play stock up, so I don't think we should side as if they are that. Yeah, it could be Breach. Kind of like the Flares are going to be good a lot of the time against these decks. I'm going to play one Flare. Big Kaboom, 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. It was stock up Tron. Yeah, give me the Magus onto the play. The double white here on Cloud compared to Stoneforge Mystic is definitely hurting. So I'm definitely playing Cloud this turn, so it's not like I'm gonna see what's coming up. I don't hate the idea of getting a Steel Cutter. I can put Steel Cutter here, Mox Opal, get 2 triggers. Getting a Hammer is like ridiculously weak to a K command. Yeah, I think just usually when you don't have any more creatures, you need to get the Cutter. Big K Boom, 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Stock up. Interesting they played Island before casting the stock up. So Stoneforge Mystic. We're going to want to wait for that for next turn so we can trigger the Steel Cutter again, I think. Okay, unfortunately they have a Force. Bathrobe King with the 35 months. Thank you. Welcome back. It's not crazy to consider Battle Skull if Kolagon's command becomes more prevalent in the format. I guess. So I know they have an Ugin. Making constructs could be good against Ugin, although I kind of lose my Sigarda's aid value. Yeah, I think Stoneforge Hammer is too weak against the Ugin that we know about, so I think I need to make some colorless creatures here, at least one. But like Cori-Steel Cutter is like so like you just have 4 of those. Why do we need a Batter Skull for these Grixis control matchups? Stoneforge Fine Hammer, Saga Hammer next turn. Well, I'm gonna lose my Sigarda's aid to the Ugin probably or potentially. So it doesn't like if I go Stoneforge Hammer, I hit them for 12, and then they exile my Cloud, and I like have a hard time putting any pressure on them next turn. So maybe what I could do is I could get Buster Sword, and I guess I won't be able to equip it probably on the Cloud. If you don't mind me asking, what's the reason behind no fetches in the deck? I just kind of think that so we have 4 Saga, right? Like those are mandatory. The Canyons I think are quite good in this deck, and so you want to play 2 basics. So you have room for like 8 more lands, which I don't think lends itself very well to playing a bunch of fetches and fetchables. Okay, so can I go Construct? I guess I can't go with Construct, Stoneforge Hammer, Paladin, so we just go Hammer, Stoneforge Hammer, Mox, Paladin. You could play a fetch land mana base, especially if you wanted to like splash blue. Trying to. Sorry, I forgot this. Just tapping for 2. I guess the counter unless you pay 1 cards or counter unless you pay 2 cards, which I can't really beat here. Okay, so my opponent is not conceding. We have a couple options here. We can attack them and hope they don't have anything. I think I like that plan the most, since the most likely thing they can have is a K command, and I can't really... A K command's not the most easy to play around because they can just make spawns to block both. They could have Otawara, which is like maybe a 1-of. They could have Repeal, maybe. Another thing, though, is that like bluffs are just not that common on Magic Online. Like, it's not that common, I think, that an opponent would just like play slow so they don't have anything. So maybe a Repeal or an Otawara is something we should play around. Surely they K command response to first Hammer Cliff if they have it. They might want to go 2 spawns Scrydraw instead. Equip the token. Well, I mean, of course we put 1 on each, right? I think if they have nothing, you know, we're winning often enough anyways that I'm going to do this and try to play around Otawara or Repeal. But am I waiting a Cardi or tank? I got this shirt from Min's Warehouse. Okay, so yeah, they also get to do this. All right, let's go to game 2, game 3 rather. Yeah, we just can't beat K command no matter what. So okay, so they are Bluetron. Do I bring in Magus against Bluetron? It's like the answer is probably yes on the play. Like no on the draw and we're on the play. Let's do it. I think I'm gonna cut this. I just like the spear in one of the Dragonfire Blades. Maybe I want to play the 4th Bauble over this Dragonfire Blade, since it just doesn't stop a lot of their removal. Oh, Cardio Tank as a watch. This is a Seiko. Needle. Needle for Ugin could be good. I think I'm gonna not, but possibly it's good. How are the floors for the stream room coming along? I have returned the floors, and I'm gonna go up sometime this week with Esther to get the carpet installed. It's just been such a pain in the ass. Yeah, I know you can get it off Saga, of course. Yeah, of course. What would you cut for the needle? Is the real question, right? Why is Magus better than Moon? It's more resilient against Titan. It's also a creature you can put a hammer on, which like that does matter. So we have 2 hammers, no equippers, Magus, kind of sketchy mana. Let's go ahead and go to 6. 1 lander. We're gonna go to 4. His hand doesn't do anything, so I guess I'm going to 4. Okay. Is this my 4-card hand? Were they just not showing up to install it? Well, they showed up to measure it. I had already moved the carpets. When they measured, they didn't level see if the floor was level enough to install, and then like scheduling was tough. And then when they finally came out, they're like, this floor isn't level enough. And then they're giving me like $100 credit because of all this time wasted, but what the hell? They're giving me some credit, but it's just was a pain that we wasted so much time. Your deck's very low on lands. Yeah, you have to be so lower on the lands with all these Mox Opals. I agree. Maybe you should be cutting the Cassandras when you bring in the Magi. So they don't play the 2-drop. I just draw a land here. Doesn't seem like Magus the Moon would be a very good card this game. They play Urza's Mine and they pass. They don't play this card we saw. Oh, I missed this said Flash. I guess that makes more sense. Another copy of Urza's Mine. So if I play this Magus, it's cool that I can do the infinite Saga token thing. It doesn't exactly seem like this Magus is going to resolve, does it? So let's just attack first. It does resolve if they have K command. This doesn't make this an artifact, does it? No. I guess if this was unable to scream, I'd be able to go... I guess the Mox Opal doesn't do anything. We're on a mold of 4. I think we're just going to make the construct here. They don't have the K command, or if they did, they didn't cast it. So that ended up working out, I guess. I'm going to bolt that in? They're thinking about it. They do bolt it in, and they pass. I wonder what that means. So if I draw a land, I can make a Saga token, and I can go Mox Opal plus Magus. So I boarded out the Dragonfire Blades. Am I just getting a Bauble? This doesn't really seem like the Magus is doing anything here. Good job sighting it in, I guess. Yeah, I'm just playing this. They might be scared of it. Dude, I would love Mystic Confluence in Modern. Are we doing more Sephiroth things today? So I was working on other Sephiroth builds last night. I ended up figuring that like the next one we try needs to be like either Orzhov or Mardu. And so I also think when we do that... Okay, condescends. Good exchange. When we do that, when we play that build of Sephiroth, I also want to play Lightning in that deck and kind of get it over with. Playing in the energy deck. Yeah, Mystic Confluence is a commander card. Okay, so I'm attacking for 6. You know, if we're gonna mold a 4 against City deck, I guess I'm glad it was Bluetron. Another fresh start. Alright, I'm going to crack the Bauble here. They missed their land drop last turn, so their hand is 5 spells. Sort of an awkward draw, this Urza Saga, because if I'm going to play this Magus of the Moon, I want it to be after I get the ability on the construct, but I think I just have to slam it at this point. Let's see what happens after this attack, though. Did you miss the Reedy deck? We played the green-red build. I'm intending to play the Goryo's build at some point. Okay, so they take 4. They have the subtlety still in play. Let's slam this Magus. Locks them down to just 1 blue source, no colorless sources. Unless they have like a Stern Scolding. Play Magus first. Worse against subtlety. Well. Okay, so let me see what my top card is. Because if my top card is a land, then I can play Magus and I can make a Saga token. Okay, so we put it on top. We can go make a construct, tap the Mox Opal, cast the Magus. Even before Saga? No, it's better to play Saga first, so that when the Magus goes away, it already has a chapter on it, so it's fast. It makes a construct faster. Unless I'm missing something, why do you want to play the Magus first? So their hand is 2 spells. It's possible that they're like Ugin that they can't cast. Might not have Metalcraft next turn. Well, I do. I just make a construct. And then, like, if they counter this, and then I can still attack. You'll get the chapter counter either way. Really? I didn't think you got the first chapter counter. I'm going to make this attack. If they have, like, a bounce spell for their construct, it's kind of awkward, but they only have 1 blue up. If it gets countered, it gets the counter if you move first. Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, you still lose the ability to make colorless. That's kind of weird that it gets the counter. What a good rules change. Okay, they have 7 mana, so if they have an Ugin, they can cast an Ugin. No Ugin. Okay, let's go. This hammer gives me lethal, so let's present lethal. Okay. Is there a big difference between them being at 1 and being at 2 life? Not really. What sweepers could we run into? Like, we don't care about All Is Dust. Cyclonic Rift, which these decks play sometimes it is an instant. I don't really see a lot of reason to not do this. Like, maybe Ugin gaining life ends up mattering for the life point. How does Saga have 2 counters? So they subtletied the Magus and I replayed it. This is probably Portent of Calamity. They don't hit anything, so it looks like we win this one. Cool, 2-0. Mold to 4, baby. Okay, nice hand. Good chance we're leading on Saga, but we'll just see what we draw and what they do. I'm not going to commit. That was Landfall Dag. It wasn't, like, super bad, but it just seems worse than other aggro decks in the format. Well, gotta go fast here, so let's play to, like, drawing a Puresteel Paladin. Certainly concerning being on the draw against Mountain Strike It Rich. We do have 3 Soulless Jailers and a Lantern for anti-storm cards. Flare of Fortitude is also kind of interesting. I don't know how good it is against them. Might still have Striker Rich. I still don't think Striker Rich is better than DRC in Storm, but I'm not out here trying to fight people about it. Flare is basically time walk since they don't play to take another turn card to wish for. Yeah, but then don't they just like wish for Stormscale Scion and it's like, well, I can't beat 3,000 power in the air. Blue Splash for Predator. Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah. This will be good enough for me. To game 2 we go. Game 2 is kind of nice, right? Because we get to be on the play. We just have like a lot of turn 3 kills that race them. On the draw, like you really need the Soulless Jailer. So I'm gonna cut. I think all the 3 drops. I think we can play the first Flare over the first Shadowspear. It also does protect your Soulless Jailer. Yeah, counters Meltdown. I think it's probably better than like the second Dragonfire Blade too. I like Needle versus Route. Needle plus Lantern is usually kind of good. That's true. Don't think the Dragonfire Blade is very good against them anyways. They're on a mold of 6. We're gonna go to 5 here, I think. This hand does not beat any reasonable Storm draw. They kept 6. I'm gonna go 4. Yeah, this hand has 2 Soulless Jailers, so is our 4-card hand. Our 4-card hand is like something here. I think I keep second Soulless Jailer over 3rd land. I'll see if it die on turn 1. How's Boros Charm been? I haven't drawn it or one single time. Or boarded it in yet. It's an anti-sweeper card that's kind of split with the flares. Okay, good for me. Ironically, this might be a Buster Sword game, but we boarded it out. So they've got a Row. I'm gonna draw Mox Opal here. I mean, it's better, I guess. I'm on the mold of 4. I need to make a construct here, I think. They can't cast that while the Jailer is in play. So it kind of seems like they have removal for the Jailer. They have removal plus mana? Okay, they didn't need to give me this fish. Striker Rich Wooded Foothills. Their storm count is 5. Okay, so things they're just trying to flip their Rao, and they lost this flip. So do they have one more spell? Fuck. All right, it all comes down to this flip. Pyretic Ritual, Brothers Hidden, Manamorphose, Ruby Medallion, Pyretic Ritual. So they can go cast Ritual, cast Ruby, cast Impulse, cast Manamorphose. Wait, did they cast a Ritual from hand? Can't tell. I think that was not from hand. There's a Passive Flames we lose. All right. Strong bet matchup, I think, overall. If I had played the second Soulless Jailer, maybe we just like win that pretty easy. Can still make a construct next turn. And then like got like maybe Welding Jar, although that doesn't protect from the tap fish. Okay, we're on the draw. I think I'm gonna mulligan this also. A little slow on the draw. I like this hand a lot more, obviously. Put back second cloud. Okay, playing against Eldrazi. You're on the draw. Can you talk more about the Soulless Jailer thought? Do you feel like you needed to pressure them because I was on a clock? Yeah, I had no clock. I'm on a mold of 4. I don't have that many resources. They mulliganed to 6 and put Gemstone Caverns into play. I didn't feel like it was super likely that they'd be able to bounce the Jailer and combo off. They did bounce the Jailer and combo off. But maybe I didn't need the second construct overall. Yeah, like maybe just 2 Jailers is just way too good, you know? Okay, they reveal a K command here, then they play another copy of Sprawl. Do they have a Temple or something? They have they have no land to play this turn. Sometimes these games are complicated. Sometimes they're not that complicated. Oh, maybe this game is deceptively complicated. I'm gonna hammer. If it is, you know, I don't know. It just to me it seems like they're not very likely to cast K command next turn because they missed their land drop, and then I can play around K return. Well, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's tough. Welcome Russ, thank you for subscribing too. Okay, great. I don't think Magus is that good against Eldrazi, especially on the draw. Like the main thing I think you want to fight is like the K returns. So actually bring in the protection spells here. I do think the Kassandras are not amazing. So maybe we cut the Kassandra package. Especially on the draw. Always cutting Kassandra, we want to keep her. You didn't watch the first like 2 matches of this deck, I think. All right, keeping this. You want to play the Sacred Foundry first if you draw Saga. You can still play Steel Cutter next turn. So they have the K command. See if they have their turn 3 7 drop. Dismember is a good one to know about. They can't cast a 7 and hold up the Dismember. So we know they have Dismember. I think we start off by casting a cloud. Double Sigarda plays around Dismember. The problem is my Mox Opal's not online until I have a hammer in play. But the hammer is in play afterwards. So like the second hammer also just plays around the Dismember, right? But if they have more than just the Dismember, it's gonna be tough. K return is not online at the moment, which is good. So we'll see if they have another K command. But if they don't, we should be in pretty good shape here. It's more fun this way too, because now I get to go move the Steel Cutter over to Cloud, and then maybe make 2 Monk tokens next turn. I assume they're going to exile the Monk and then scry draw, although maybe they wouldn't have wanted to sack both their spawns if they did that. If they make spawns, they probably just like cast an Emrakul, and then we're going to have a hard time winning. Yeah, they do make the spawns. Okay, so that's going to be tougher. More fun this way. I think they're probably counting for Emrakul to see if they have enough mana for Emrakul. It does seem like they do have enough to go triple removal spell and the turn 4 Emrakul. Now, definitely not dead here. Is this a May ability? It's kind of interesting. So I guess that paid off for them, that they sacked the Sunbaked Canyon, and that they're not going to have to chump block with the Emrakul. The Sigarda's Aid is indeed a May ability. So they can just put this into play. So decide to kill the Cloud and not the Monk Toke, which I think is the right call. Emrakul is such a crazy card. It reads like such like custom magic, but okay, so I get a second Monk token. I assume they're not going to equip the hammer. I guess I assume they're also going to play the Sigarda's Aid to make it harder for me to make another Monk token next turn. But if I draw Cloud, Puresteel Paladin, Stoneforge Mystic, my 4th Colossus Hammer. Okay, they didn't cast the Sigarda's Aid. So I draw a Sacred Foundry. That sucks. Alright, so they have 3 cards in their hand. They are down to 6 mana. There's mana number 7. Obviously a pretty critical number for them. They do attack. And they just K-return me. If they K-return me, I still have lethal if I draw Cloud or Stoneforge Mystic or Puresteel Paladin. Looks like instead it's a Chrysalis. Could be a something else. Okay, now it has to be Puresteel Paladin. Nice. I can make another token, whatever, but you know what? Not whatever. Let's do it. I guess we're not attacking with it, though. Nice, Sire of the 7 Deaths. If they had left this back to block, maybe they could have lived. Obviously never playing around Paladin. Alright, let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Or Janu, but it doesn't exactly play into like this deck's play style of just having a lot of plan Bs. It doesn't really play into this deck's playstyle of having a lot of plan Bs. So just keep that in mind if you choose to include a Forge Anew. A Forge Anew is nice. It's really good with Dragonfire Blade, where you can like kind of instant speed equip protection. When we were first working on this archetype, like with Kassandra and Dragonfire Blade and Steel Cutter post Dragonstorm, like that, we were playing Forge Anew, and we had access to the instant speed equip. So they go basic plains into Lush Portico. This could be like Birthing Ritual. I am kind of light on action here, and they're probably a deck that isn't playing a lot of removal, so I think I'm actually just going to play the Paladin. I've said this a few times too. Like, one thing I really like about this build, you just cast Puresteel Paladin. Just cast Puresteel Paladin. So if they cast the Sigarda, they sack this, I can upkeep the, or I can respond, rather. Oh, I didn't play my land first, so I guess now they could sack the Ranger Captain, huh? Okay, not anymore. I think I just want to draw another card here pretty bad. So I'm going to play this Steel Cutter. Also, playing Steel Cutter the turn before you Stoneforge is good because Stoneforge is 2 spells. And I can put this on the Paladin maybe? I guess that doesn't make that much sense. We'll just put it on the Monk token because it just makes it 3 power, right? That's not going to help. Is there a chance fit? What the fuck? I got temporary lockdowned? So we're playing against Martyr proc. So unlucky to get locked down here. Yeah, Sephiroth is good. Like we played with yesterday. I think we're gonna play the Boros Energy or Martyr Energy tomorrow. I'm okay trading the Monk token for the Martyr here, I think. Oh, they gained life? Why did they block with this Haywire Might? Wait, they revealed 2 more temporary lockdowns? Lockdown is also better because it's just the Wrath Disguise because we're in all these flares. Well, we'll just kill them in one shot, I guess. Do I Needle Martyr? I think that plays badly into the lockdowns, as our whole deck does. This is a 3-drop. It doesn't get locked down. They're a mono-white deck, so I don't know if I want to play Magus of the Moon. Yeah, the flares might still be okay. I think I'm just going to run it back and not sweat it so much. Now I see why they sacked the Martyr. They're like, yeah, you can't win. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, Blade is for Belcher. Why is Buster sorting this deck? We're never going to tutor for it. We have tutored for it this league, and it's been very good this league. We have tutored for it. It's been good. In fact, you were going to tutor for it pretty often in in games where you just can't do the hammer stuff and you're low on cards. What's up?
What happened to your camera?
It broke.
How that happened?
It fell. We could talk. Yeah. It fell.
Did it happen
broke.
again? I don't know.
It happened. You're gone. I forgot to tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
They're on the table over there. Funny enough, Trepanation Blade might be sick versus them. They take forever to kill. Milling them out will win some amount of games. Huh. It is kind of a win con if they assemble the infinite fog, huh? What do you think of Freeron, potential hammer candidate? No, I don't think so. It's kind of interesting with Arena of Glory, but you don't really want to play Arena of Glory with all these double white cards. And like when I've been working on Hammer, especially Boros Hammer, it's like I'm moving away from the Hammer elements. Like you still have like that core package of Aid, Cloud, Saga, Paladin, which is powerful, but then you get to play all these like really powerful, resilient Plan B cards. So I'm just not very interested in trying to be more in on Hammer by playing a card like that. You could, obviously, but to me, it's just not like the direction I'm interested in going in with this archetype. It's like just moving in the opposite direction. And if I wanted to play like a ninth equipper besides Aid and Paladin, I feel like it would be basically always Forge Anew. So I could go Paladin for 2 mana. Equip here. Okay, well, we won a game against this deck. Yeah, Magus was looking like maybe it would be good that game. Needle for the Kami seems like probably something we should have, huh? We got the Shadowspear. Oh, free run? Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine playing this card over like Kassandra. Also seems very Widmore. Do you want to see my 5-0 Final Fantasy Hammers from yesterday? Sure. I think on the draw, I just don't know. They could bring in these Magi. Yeah, I don't know what Raban is. If that's the 2-drop that is ward equal to power, we just talked about that and why I don't like it. Raban went crazy. Well, I mean, I could be wrong. But I mean, I just gave my opinion on why I don't like it. Like you're just playing more Ornithopters and you're playing Reprieves, and you know, like your deck is like if you watch like match 1 of this deck, we beat double Wrath the Skies, 2 Cleansing Wildfire, Field of Ruin that Stone Rained us, Path to Exile, Flage, and I think another removal spell. Like we beat that series of cards, which is like that is just so impossible. That is so impossible to do, building the deck like this, and that's like I think something you're pretty interested in when you're playing this archetype. Like main deck Reprieve is also like maybe it's good, but surprising. I have to keep Kassandra. Cassandra's so good against the Wrath. I need to keep the Sigarda's Aid. So I guess I'm just putting back the Sentinel so I can go 1, 2, 3 hopefully. Yeah, but like maybe like Raban like obviously will have its moments. It's kind of similar to Frodo, which is a card that I don't exactly like. Reprieves can be Flages. What would you consider placing Cassandra? I recommend that you play Cassandra. I guess if it's not available on Arena, then I'm not sure. Maybe you play the new 2-drop, right? Do I just get a hammer? I think I get a Buster Sword, so I'm just better against temporary lockdown. I might even go for Buster Sword next turn instead of Cassandra, depending on what they do, but I could go Buster Sword, and then I could cast Cassandra off the Buster Sword, maybe. Alright, it's not the worst lockdown for us. Wait, is Buster Sword legendary? If it was, it'd be better with Cassandra. The pause could mean they have a Solitude, which not ideal. Then Zach, I don't think Zach's very good in these kind of builds. I think Zach is more of a Brood Scale card, probably. Okay, Supreme Verdict, not the worst. That being said, we are kind of out of gas. Maybe we should have got Cori-Steel Cutter instead. Okay, so we play Sentinel this turn and Buster Sword on their turn. Feels like the second one's mana land so bad. We have 4 Urza Saga, but no, with all the double white cards, you can't play Inkamoth anymore. Buster on their upkeep. I kind of like the idea of maybe responding to a spell with the Buster Sword, so I can draw a card. Or maybe not playing into like another Wrath of the Skies, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we play the Buster Sword, and then we draw a card because it goes +3. Okay, I don't like that I think that they have a Solitude, but I do like it drawing a card. Yeah, I just Raw-Bond is just more on the hammer plan, which is kind of the opposite of where I'm trying to be with this deck. We have talked about it. Not the best draws. Not any creature. Definitely don't love seeing a field because Urza Saga is like one of our best draws, but it's not the worst either. We could play an Urza Saga now, so that we are trying to be able to draw another copy. We could also hold it in case they want to use the field more aggressively. I think I just want another Saga to be a live draw. I think it's kind of close. Let me know if you would have held it. I just don't think... I think they're just always saving it for Saga, right? Okay, so Biting Grace, basically do nothing here. We draw a Cloud, which is pretty nice. So we're going to grab Cori-Steel Cutter, I think. Well, maybe I should grab a Hammer. I mean, Steel Cutter is not very... Steel Cutter never does anything against High Noon, sorry. Although maybe I should grab Dragonfire Blade. Yeah, let's grab Dragonfire Blade so we can have instant speed protection. So let's go equip here. And then if I equip the Spear onto the Cloud, I'm going to get... No, dude. Come on. I did bring in a Needle. No! Oh, no! Sorry, I thought I had one more toughness. Sorry. This has one more toughness. Yeah. Took a second Dragonfire Blade. I guess that's not going to be... Could be relevant. Yeah, this fogs every turn, so we need to find a Pithing Needle to stop this, but finding a Pithing Needle is going to be easier said than done here. Before, especially, although I guess I have the Spear of Leonidas actually, so I could rummage pretty aggressively. Maybe this is fine. Obviously, nightmare matchup. Chat, why didn't I get to draw 2? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Did I click through it? I chose double strike. Okay, I misclicked. Sorry about that. Just punting. I mean, you're going to misclick when you stream. It's going to happen. Okay, so I can draw with the hammer on their turn. I think is going to be better than... Oh, now they get to draw cards. That's a pretty good draw for them, huh? Yeah, if I had the cloud, I would be rummaging 4. That's right. Sorry about that. Definitely made some mistakes this game. Oh my gosh, did I click doubles? I don't know, sorry. I just too neurotic, I guess. I don't I'm very embarrassing to make this click double strike again. I don't know what to say. I need a psychologist. Please make fun of me in chat. Thank you, thank you. They mill Savine's Reclamation with the Surveil land. No lockdowns in the yard, though. Very funny y'all were right about the Trepanation Blade, like just the mill ends up being relevant. Discard 2, draw 2. So I draw here. Maybe it's better to play the hammer first. Cool. Now I'm going to play the Paladin. Just talking about, yeah, I'm okay. It's just you know, all the pile-on in the chat doesn't exactly help, but I'm not really bothered. Like I know I stream full time. I'm gonna play some games badly. It's okay. Maybe hold some creature, not die to wrath. I mean, I just need to be drawing cards. And this helps me with that. Yeah, the Blade is a sideboard card for Belcher. It might have won this game if I had brought it in. I know when I have a Pithing Needle in my deck, I can needle the Kami and I can start attacking. And I'm trying, and I also have 3 more Urza Sagas in my deck that I just can't seem to draw a copy of, but okay, so I guess I can go Cloud, then the deck a bit, Hammer, I guess, because I might need to deal with a lot of damage. And then I can, I don't get to double rummage. I can rummage make a horse, I guess. Yeah, Needle's the only out. I didn't equip the freaking steel card. I'm sorry, I don't know. I definitely do get flustered when I make a lot of mistakes like this. Sorry about that. So embarrassing to keep making mistakes, but when you do, it just happens. It is what it is. They reveal Prismatic Ending and a Sarah Paragon. You have to choose. I guess you choose 2 different modes. I guess you should just be able to choose 2 different modes. Okay, they revealed a temporary lockdown. Obviously, obviously, I played this game awful, but that's just gonna happen sometimes. That matchup's also hilariously bad. We did steal a game. We maybe could have dug deep. I mean, although there was not a needle anywhere close. I feel like Cloud did look really good though. Yeah, obviously nightmare game. All right, let's play